Welcome to aminacademy.com. In human anatomy and physiology, let us discuss about lungs and its function and anatomy. Your two lungs make oxygen available to your body and remove gases like carbon dioxide. There are many conditions that can affect your lungs. Not smoking may help you prevent some illness. What are your lungs? Your lungs make up a large part of your respiratory system, which is the network of organs and tissues that allow you to breathe. You have two lungs, one on each side of your chest, which is also called the thorax. Your thorax is the area of your body between your neck and your abdomen. Function. What do lungs do? Your lungs make oxygen available to your body and remove other gases such as carbon dioxide from your body. This process takes place 12 to 20 times per minute. When you inhale through your nose or mouth, air travels down your pharynx, back of your throat, passes through your larynx, that is voice box, and into your trachea windpipe. Your trachea is divided into two air passages called bronchial tubes. One bronchial tube leads to your left lung and the other to your right lung. For your lung to perform their best, your airway need to be open when you inhale and when you exhale. They also need to be free from inflammation, that is swelling, and abnormal amount of mucus. Your bronchial tubes lead to smaller air passages called bronchi and then into bronchioles. The bronchioles end in tiny air sacs called alveoli, where oxygen is transferred from the inhaled air to your blood. Alveoli look like clusters of small round fruits. After absorbing oxygen, the blood leaves your lungs and is carried to your heart. From there, it is pumped through your body to provide oxygen to the cells of your tissues and organs. When cells use oxygen, they produce carbon dioxide and transfer it to your blood. Your bloodstream carries the carbon dioxide back to your lung. When you exhale, you remove the carbon dioxide. Your respiratory system prevents harmful substances from entering your lungs by using small hairs in your nose, mucus produced in your trachea, the sweeping motion of cilia. Some interesting fact about your lungs. You can have lobes of your lung removed and live. You can even live with your one lung. Lungs are the only organs in your body that will float. Exercise can help you increase your lung capacity. A typical adult has 300 million to 500 million alveoli. Some anatomy. What are your lungs located? Where your lungs is located? Your lungs are located in your chest, that is your thorax. Your thoracic cavity is the name of the space that contains your lungs and other organs. Your lungs rest on a muscle called your diaphragm. What do look like? Healthy lungs are pinkish gray in color. You have probably seen photographs that compare the lungs of people who smoke to the lungs of the people who did not. A typical lung on a human adult lung weight is about 2.2 pounds, nearly about 1 kilo, and is a little longer than 9 inches when you are breathing. Normally, and about 10.5 inches when your lungs are completely expanded. Now we'll discuss further detail about function and anatomy of lungs. The lungs are paired, cone-shaped organs in the chest cavity responsible for gas exchange. Taking oxygen for the body and removing carbon dioxide, the right lung has three lobes, while the left has two to accommodate the heart. The lungs anatomy include an outer protective pleural membrane as a branching system is of airways, that is bronchi and bronchioles. The millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli where oxygen enters the bloodstream and carbon dioxide leaves. This process is crucial for cellular functions, regulating blood pH and enabling speech with nervous and muscular system coordinating the mechanics of breathing. Anatomy, where where lung located. The lungs are located in the thoracic chest cavity protected by the rib cage and situated on either side of the heart. The lungs are cone-shaped organs located in the chest cavity, thoracic cavity on either side of the heart. They are protected by the rib cage and extended from the collarbone down to the diaphragm. The right lung has three lobes, while the left is slightly smaller with two lobes to make space for the heart. Shape. They are cone-shaped organs with an apex, top and base, the bottom that rests on the diaphragm. Human lungs are generally cone-shaped, featuring a pointed apex at the top and broad concave base that rests on the diaphragm. The left lung is slightly smaller and has a concave indentation, a cardiac notch to accommodate the heart. The right lung is shorter than the left to make space for the liver and has a more concave base. Lobe division. The right lung is divided into three lobes, that is superior, middle and inferior, while the left lung has only two lobes, superior and inferior, with a cardiac notch to make room for the heart. The right lung is divided into three lobes, upper, middle and lower, while the left lung, upper and lower. These lobes are These lobes are separated by fissures and are main sections of the lung where air enters the gas exchange occurs. Pleura. What is pleura? Each lung is covered by a double layered membrane called pleura. Air passageway. Air enters through the nose or mouth, travels down the trachea, windpipe, which then divides into two bronchial tubes leading to each lung. These tubes branch into smaller bronchioles, which terminates into alveoli. The lung The lungs air passageway, also known as the respiratory tract, consists of the upper and lower airways. Air enters through the nose or mouth, then travels through the pharynx and larynx to the trachea windpipe. The trachea divides into two main bronchi, which enter the lungs and then branch into smaller bronchi and even smaller bronchioles, ending in tiny air sacs called alveoli where gas exchange occurs. Alveoli. What is alveoli? They are tiny cup-shaped air sacs surrounded by a network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Alveoli are tiny balloon-shaped air sacs in your lungs where the vital process of gas exchange takes place. They are the primary site for oxygen to enter the bloodstream and for carbon dioxide to be removed from the body during breathing. Covered by a thin layer of surfactant, these elastic structures expand and contract with each breath, maximizing the lung surface area for efficient gas transfer. Hilum. What is hilum? A slit on the medial surface of each lung where the bronchus, blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, and nerves enter. In the lungs, the hilum, plural is hila, is the medial area on each lung where the bronchi, pulmonary arteries, and veins enter and exit, forming the root of the lungs and serving as the primary connections to the mediastinum. These complex structures contain blood vessels, airways, lymph nodes, and nerves, all enclosed within a protective sleeve of pleura that extends downwards as the pulmonary ligament. Some functions. How lungs functions? Gas exchange. The primary function is to transfer oxygen from the inhaled air into the blood and to remove carbon dioxide, the waste product of the body's metabolism, from the blood. Blood circulation support. The lungs play a vital role in circulation for preparing oxygenated blood to be pumped to the rest of the body. To support blood circulation in the lungs, that is pulmonary circulation, maintain a healthy lifestyle with regular physical activity, a hot, healthy diet, low is saturated fats and high in fiber. Adequate sleep and managing conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes. Other supportive measures include avoiding tobacco, managing weight, consuming omega 3 fatty acids and fatty fish, and ensuring a balanced intake of iron from foods like spinach and red meat. These are good condition for lungs. Then pH balance. Though the removal of carbon dioxide, the lungs help regulate the acid-base balance pH of the blood. Protection. The lungs filter inhaled air and the macrophages within the alveoli protect against pathogens and foreign matter. Speech. The lungs supply the necessary airflow to produce sound for speech. Lungs provide the airflow necessary for speech production. When you speak, air is forced from your lungs through your vocal folds in the larynx, causing them to vibrate and create a sound. This sound is then shaped into recognizable words by the mouth, tongue, and nasal passages. So far, we discussed some detail about lungs and its anatomy and function. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.